life has kind of sped up a bit with a lot of social events with family and friends. It was a bit overwhelming and it felt kind of like a roller coaster with no pause button. Although I love being there, everything just happened a little too close together for my liking. You know that feeling when you've been a little bit busy and you feel an imminent crash coming soon? Well, I crashed. I got sick and I was under the weather longer than expected, and my body just needed a full stop to rest. Now that I'm feeling a whole lot better, I'm not back at 100%, but I'm getting there. I wanted to focus on a gentle reset. I wanted to go back to my old rhythms. I love setting the mood. I feel that it helps me keep a calm, cozy vibe while I'm working. This is a pine-scented candle, and I think it's perfect for the November season. I also love music. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of relaxing 40s jazz playlists on YouTube and Ophelia Wilde's classical playlists. She has a lot of those playlists where it's like walking in the woods in autumn, stuff like that. And I like the atmosphere that it creates, and it helps me focus. I like to start my morning doing a little bit of planning, just so I kind of get a structure for my whole day. I love making lists. It changes every time. And now I have these 2 pads that I love. I have one bigger list for the weekly plan and another shorter one for the daily tasks. There's something about writing it all down on paper. There's just that feeling that I get things more done. Since I got sick, I've been letting work slide a little bit. I've been focusing on the bare minimum lately, and things are starting to pile up. I find that when I'm overwhelmed, list making is my go-to for slowing down. It helps me avoid distractions, and I can focus on one task at a time. It also helps not really clear, but compartmentalize my mental clutter for the day. Since having my daughter, I've learned to prioritize efficiency over just being busy. I focus on tasks with bigger impacts and results versus just doing random things. And I find that even when I have less time, well, less than before, I still get things done. I also like to assess tasks based on the urgency, focusing on what needs to be done right now versus what can wait. I find that this mindset, this shift, helps me a lot. My daughter is napping, and it's in these moments that the house is very quiet, and it's also a nice time to take a quiet break for myself. Unfortunately, her toys are begging to be cleaned up. I'm a visual person, so clutter really icks me. Funny story, when I was sick and I was lying in bed and forcing myself to rest, a lot of the things in the house, a lot of the clutter were actually taunting me. I felt like they were talking to me and begging me to be cleaned up. And I just had to turn a blind eye because I was focusing on resting. Now that I'm a lot better and it's almost the holidays, I think it's a good time to kind of sort things and declutter a bit. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but everything is just starting to pile up, and with the holidays coming in, a lot of things are coming in the house too. We're also in the process of building a bigger house, so it's kind of difficult for me to figure out what I should keep and what I should give away. reading. This is one of my favorite books. It's The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, and I was so lucky to get a book signed by her. There's something so cozy about rereading an old favorite, and it's my favorite way to relax. And I always find myself picking this book up in the holidays. This book is set up in Alaska, and the author is so amazing with the vivid imagery of the snow and the pine trees. And I actually think the characters are real people who are living in Alaska. I would love to visit Alaska. Lately, I haven't been cooking a lot from scratch, and I really miss it. I asked my husband what he wanted for lunch, and he said he wanted clam soup. Fortunately, there was fresh clams in the market this morning. In the Philippines, this is known as halaan soup. It's a light brothy dish that I think is perfect for when you're under the weather. When I was sick, I consumed a lot of ginger. I love ginger tea, and it's really good for the throat, and I genuinely think it helps speed up my recovery. This soup is also popular for breastfeeding. I think it's because of the moringa. Luckily, there are trees around us, so we're able to get them fresh. This soup is so simple to make, and it's so nourishing. Normally, we eat this with rice and a little bit of fish sauce on the side. But I can imagine this would also taste great with a loaf of buttered sourdough bread. Or maybe if you want, you can add a little bit of cream in the soup. This is such a good dish, and I think you should try it. It's so simple to make. You can also use mussels instead of fresh clams. The holidays are around, and we started decorating for Christmas. This has been our decoration for almost 2 years. And I think it's such an easy way to simplify Christmas. This is our tiny Christmas tree. And that's my husband's picture on top. Well, he started this game. We had a bunch of old photos that don't look like us right now. We got them from my mother-in-law, and he decided placing my photos in random places around the house. It was inside kitchen cupboards and on our shelves, so I decided to surprise him and put his on top of the Christmas tree. We joke about it that he's the star on top of our Christmas tree. My daughter is up now and it's time for some peppermint tea. I think it's so easy to feel like we need to push through all the time, to keep going at it at full speed, even if our bodies and our minds are asking for rest. But I think the truth is that it's okay to pause, to let everything slow down, and taking time to heal isn't a setback. Sometimes our best effort is just allowing ourselves to recover, and that's enough. We don't need to be at 100% to keep moving forward. Sometimes small, gentle steps, there's still progress.